Hello, everybody. Welcome back. JumpX podcast, episode number 14.
Yeah.
With special guest Austin Young.
It's crazy that we're on episode 14.
Yeah, so that would be...
Yeah.
We do it every 2 weeks, so
28, so we've been doing it 28 weeks.
28 weeks,
Podcasting 28 weeks.
I think we've done good because a lot of people start podcasts, get to episode 3 or some shit, and then
not even
the podcast dies.
Not even a year, but I think that's just part of like us having a consistent time every week.
Yeah, we definitely need to do a year anniversary.
That's the key. If we were like, oh, inconsistent, do it this time.
When we feel like it.
That's why it's so important to schedule stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Atomic Habits.
Exactly. That's a fantastic book, guys. If you want to achieve anything in your life at all, read Atomic Habits.
Yeah,
I'm recommending it to all our athletes at the moment.
Yeah, you can just buy it online as well, so you don't have to go to a bookstore or anything. Just get it online. But today's topic is a bit of a free ball, but we're just going to kind of discuss like our training history. So like things we've done in the past, what has worked, what hasn't worked, because we've come from very different backgrounds. Like we've kind of touched on this in a few podcasts before, like briefly, but today is mainly just really diving into what we've done. And so you guys can see what we've done and not make the same mistakes that we have. So you can kind of like speed run your progress. So do you want to do a quick introduction, like your background in basketball, then how did you transition into dunking, all that kind of stuff?
Well, I feel like I've talked about that heaps, but basically like one of the biggest mistakes I made like early on was pretty much just only doing strength work, but not even doing like much bilateral strength work. I was just doing like Bulgarian split squats and stuff like that.
When was this?
Ages ago.
Like what year?
Like 2018.
Okay.
So just doing like Bulgarian split squats and stuff. Doing Swiss ball hamstring curls, thinking they're better than lying hamstring curls because I don't know.
They feel harder.
Not even felt harder, but just kind of looked more athletic, looked cooler. You know what I mean?
That is something I fucking hate.
So not even having any thought process behind the adaptations, they produce.
Did you ever do bicycle ball back squats?
No, I never did any of that dumb. I never did any of that dumb shit. I was never that dumb, but you know what I mean? Just stuff that wasn't like as optimal as I could be doing. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that was 2018.
Yeah, around there, yeah.
When did you become a PT? Like fully qualified?
Like 2018.
Oh, okay.
Into 2018, yeah.
So 2017 is when you started like studying and all that, and then 2018 became a PT.
And
vertical jump journey started. When would you say it officially started?
I don't know. Probably like really like started 2019, maybe something around there. I was training more for basketball and stuff. So, but I didn't really have any idea what I was doing, and literally just doing a lot of strength work, man. To be honest, overtraining because I was playing basketball like at one point, like 3-4 times a week, bro, and then training like 4 times on top of that. Yeah. So I was just doing like literally just too much,
Yeah, it's like the bench thing you always tell me about.
Huh?
Your bench thing, where you like did it every time. Yeah. And you always try to go as heavy, and you like it actually got weaker. So
exactly.
Case of under recovering right there.
How about you, man? Probably just like jumping too much, or
like where did it start?
Yeah. Well, no, like just like dumbest things you've done.
Yeah, jumping too much. It's definitely like I always used to jump outdoors, and everyone knows outdoors is a little bit more harsh on your body. So I used to only jump outdoors at my home rim. So I'd do that. I'd start at low rim, make my way up. I was doing that every day. Obviously, you get away with it for a little bit. And then it catches up to you. And that was in like the point where I was probably jumping like high 30s, low 40s. And I was trying to get my first windmill, or like around when I hit my first windmill. That was like my knee pain PR all time.
Really?
That was like literally walking would hurt. Like slight quarter squat. I remember like walking.
How do you jump through that though?
I just like took ages to warm up.
Really?
Yeah. Like I would take at least half an hour warming up, and because it was summer, it was like hot as fuck outside, so I kind of was sweating already, and But regardless, I was kind of just causing more damage than was actually useful.
Damn.
So, one fact that I don't think I've ever mentioned before: when I first started training for vertical, like started 2018, right? 2018, I was in high school. But actually at the same time, when I was training for vertical, I was also training for cross country. So yeah, no, you guys, as you know, it's like very, very different ends of the spectrum, right?
Yeah.
And I actually did pretty decent in cross country.
Really?
Yeah. Well, at my school, and then I got clapped at like the higher level ones because like I'm just not made for distance. But
Yeah.
I was training for that. So the schedule was literally one day. So I'd go to the Arc on Monday, have a dunk session. All right. I'd go home, do weights, dumb shit like jump squats, just like full weird reps. Then I'd go for a run. Next day rest, and then that'd be a Tuesday rest. Wednesday repeat.
That's
Rest,
crazy.
repeat, rest, repeat. And I just spam that
That's crazy.
until like September that year. So for like a good chunk of the year, I was running distance and I was still gaining inches on my vert, which is kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then September, I was like, okay, nah. Because like that's when cross country finished. Around then. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to focus on vert. And then as soon as I took out the running, bro, it went a bit mental. Vertical.
Yeah, skyrocketed up.
Yeah, within like a week.
So that's where, like, imagine your dad, bro. If he took out all the endurance work.
Yeah. It's so fatiguing, man.
Yeah.
Not even that. It's just like you're training different muscle fibers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've even cut down how much I'm walking.
Oh, real?
As well, yeah.
Funny fact, apparently Jordan Kilgannon, like, actually really tries to limit his walking. Like, say someone, I don't know if he still does this, but I remember him messaging me this, like, a year ago. He's like, yeah, no, I've had times people have, like, asked me to go on hikes and stuff, and I'm like, nah, fuck that. I don't want type 1 fibers. He'll literally, like, cancel. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's kind of taking it to, like, next level, but I feel like to a certain extent you do need to get that, like, low-level stuff in, like, walking. It's not going to hurt in the grand scheme of things, right? So, yeah, that's my little,
Just not overdoing it, working, like, 20 Ks a day or anything like that.
Yeah, 20 Ks, that's too much. Maybe, like, a 20-minute walk. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt you, but if you're walking for, like, hours, then...
Yeah. I mean, if you're playing basketball as well, you're getting running. You're getting, so...
Actually, another thing I did for a bit was I was doing calf raises, like, every day. I actually did that. I went through a phase doing calf raises every day.
Yeah, Travis Reynolds.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was doing single leg calf raises, like, every day while playing basketball. And it got to the point where,
That's
like,
fucked.
I had the fattest knot in my calf. Like, the craziest knot, like, ever. To the point where, like, it would restrict my running and jumping.
Was it like
the muscle wasn't,
Yeah.
the muscle wasn't gliding properly. So,
That's fucked.
yeah, so I had to get a dry needle and stuff. And as soon as I got a dry needle, it was fine.
Calm, yeah, okay.
It was fine. I got rid of it, but...
That's bad, man. Do you reckon that contributed to your...
No,
nothing to do with that?
Nothing. It was too far apart, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another silly thing I did. So,
Did it work?
Well, in terms of jumping?
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily doing it to jump higher at the time. I was just wanting to get bigger calves.
Okay,
So,
fair enough.
Yeah. And my calves obviously got stronger throughout that period. So I think it definitely, I can't remember, to be honest, whether it helped my jumping or anything.
Maybe a little bit.
It was nothing crazy noticeable, to be honest. So
yeah.
And I was doing like, it wasn't like I was doing thousands every day. I was only doing like 2-3 sets of 15.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You know, so
that was kind of what I was gonna say next. So you see a lot of people online be like, self-improvement, do 100 push-ups a day. I feel like with that, and same thing goes for calf raises as well, 100 calf raises a day or 1,000, whatever they tell you, you're going to get gains at the start because you've never done it before. That's just how things go. But then at the end of the day, how you're actually overloading it. You're doing the same thing every day. And it's almost like you're actually going to be going backwards at some points because if you're doing it every day, you're not even giving your body time to recover from it. So,
exactly.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do 100 push-ups a day.
Giving your body enough time to adapt. So, yeah.
Yeah. You can only adapt to so much at once.
Yeah.
And if you're playing basketball on top of that, weight room, good luck, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess off the top of my head, another mistake I made, another stupid thing I made, was pushing through knee pain for too long.
2019?
Yeah. Yeah, pushing through knee pain for too long. End of 2019, start of 2020.
Are you dunking by then?
I don't remember.
Surely.
No, I think I had dunked. I had dunked, like just like easy, two-hander, soft one-hander, soft one. But nothing like crazy. So just real simple dunks. But
off 2, right?
Yeah.
Off 2 feet, yeah.
Yeah, off 2 feet. I could dunk easy off 1, too.
Okay.
As well, because remember I was always a 1 foot jumper. So.
I was gonna say for a second, did you go from 2 foot to 1 foot to 2 foot?
No. I had to learn 2 foot from scratch.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I was always 1 foot. If I was hit a dunk, it would be off 1 foot. But
so your first dunk was off 1?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Do you remember your first dunk?
No.
Seriously?
I don't.
What the fuck?
I actually don't remember it. I don't remember when it happened. Yeah. Quite unique in that aspect.
Yeah, I feel like most guys kind of know when their first dunk was because it's such a big.
I remember the first time I dunked off 2 feet, and it just felt like I floated up, and I was like, "How the hell is this happening?" You know what I mean?
One of them days.
Yeah, it was just one of those days. Just super weird.
At Coburn, right?
Yeah, it was at Coburn Arc, and I was just doing it with like one hand easily.
Yeah.
So, and I remember like people around me going, "Oh yeah, that's so light." You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I always do this. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Like all that, but.
I mean, you remember your windmill, right?
Huh?
You remember your first windmill?
I remember the first windmill. Yeah. I was just spamming it, but yeah. Anyways, getting back to dumb mistakes. Yeah, just pushing through knee pain for too long, like forcing it, not rehabbing it properly, and it finally just got to a point where it was just bad enough to the point where I was like, no, I need to take care of this. Went to a physio.
They probably just said rest.
No, they didn't say rest. Like, deloaded, took time off basketball, wasn't allowed to play basketball because it was my quad tendon. Because I was doing too much strength work at the same time as well as playing basketball.
That's wild.
Yeah. And I think it was because I got really bad because one night I just decided to like get on a hack squat with my squat shoes and just spam like hack squats with my squat shoes. Yeah, just cause. Yeah. So.
Quad dominant exercise.
I tried to make it super quad dominant and then flared them up, but there was that, and basically we're just pushing through it for too long, and then obviously saw the physio, and then basically just did a lot of glute work, strengthening glutes and stuff like that, which definitely helped a bit.
Yeah.
But even just calling back, I was doing like silly stuff with physio, like just landing mechanics with a band around my knees and stuff. And
what the fuck?
Yeah, I know, it was kind of dumb in that aspect.
Yeah.
Still, I got better and rehabbed. Because it took away the load, took away what hurt, slowly introduced like quad strengthening and stuff, and then slowly introduced basketball again. So the principles were still there and applied properly, but it's just kind of little silly things. You know what I mean?
That reminds me of a post of, Angus Bradley? He made this post recently, and it was like, obviously, if you're coming back from like really bad knee pain, then it's okay to do like landings, because that's like a way of reintroducing like elastic stuff. Right?
Yeah.
But if you're using landings to like teach proper landing mechanics, shut the fuck up. Yeah, because in basketball you get like time to just, okay, wait, let me put my feet down. Like you don't really get that, right? So yeah,
I remember playing basketball though, and like jumping the block, grab a pass.
Yeah.
And I would like land like perfectly.
What? Did you
like a robot? Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, I didn't think about it. It just happened.
Okay, so you actually had pretty like some good self-awareness.
Well, no, it just happened through practicing those landing mechanics, even though it wasn't necessary.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then, at the same time, half the time when you're playing basketball, you're not even thinking where.
Well, it's like when you jump off 1 foot, you're not gonna land like perfectly.
If you land on 2 feet after you jump off 1 foot, it wasn't a max jump.
Yeah.
I'd argue that.
Yeah.
Because it's like impossible, and it honestly be a more awkward.
It's always like a 1-2 landing, and then you walk it off.
Yeah. You're not
jumping more forwards.
You're not actually landing on one leg. You're like putting half your pressure on it, and then the other one comes down after. Yeah, so that's just a little rant I wanted to put out there. But yeah, if your physio ever says, doesn't even have to be physio, anyone you see, basically if they ever tell you just like fully rest for like 4 weeks, do absolutely jack shit and nothing, I would be inclined to say get a new physio. Because we both know that's not going to work. Yeah, obviously you need to reduce your load, but at the same time you still need to load it a little bit so you can eventually like build back up. Because tendons do not respond to just getting no load on them. So that's just a little tip. For you guys, make sure you're doing your ISOs as well. That is something that we both probably learned a little bit too late in our dunk career. I think I learned about them in like mid 2019, I would say.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
You?
Damn. Probably like 2020.
Oh wow, okay, you were late to the party.
Yeah.
It only became a craze after like the 2018 dunk camp.
Oh, well, to be honest, I did start doing ISOs. First time I got knee pain, I did start doing ISOs. but I was doing them too heavy and too regularly to the point where the muscle was shaking. So that was another big mistake. So it's causing more knee pain rather than making the knee pain better.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. If you're ever shaking on ISO, I would say go lighter, because the whole point of the ISO is that everything's like nice and staying still, right? If you're shaking, your quad's shaking, it's like moving the tendon like that, so it's defeating the purpose. So yeah, don't go like stupid heavy. I'm assuming you're doing like weird wall sits and shit.
No, I was doing like leg press ISOs, which is not a bad thing to do heavy ISOs, but you just don't want to do them too regularly. You don't want to be like absolutely like shaking.
No.
You know what I mean?
You're doing double leg? Single leg?
Yeah, I was doing double leg.
Where were you holding it like?
I was doing double leg and I was doing slow eccentrics as well.
Yes.
On the leg
also
press.
Also very good.
Huh?
Also very good for knee pain.
Yeah, but I was just going too heavy.
Oh, you're going heavy?
I just wasn't load managing because I didn't understand the principles behind load management at the time. So
it's just something you gotta learn. Well, actually, no, I take that back. You don't have to learn it. You're hearing it from us right now. So
too much of anything
is bad.
It's bad.
Yeah. So if you guys go off and do what we just said, we can't really help you. We're telling you not to do. So I would say slow eccentrics to come a little bit later in like the load management process.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you don't even want to do slow eccentrics. You want to just do slow. Slow movement overall. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyways, what about you? What's some dumb stuff you've done? Mistakes, training.
Oh, the dumb thing, bro. I got a list, man.
Go on.
100%.
People want to hear.
Well, this is dumb. I got away with it because maybe I was young. I don't know, but I was sprinting one day and I tore my hamstring or pulled it. Like, it was pretty bad to the point where like I had to limp out of the park, and I was angry. I was 19, so let's just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, tore my hamstring, went inside, and then maxed my back squat because I actually had like RDLs programmed or deadlifts or some shit. I was like, I can't do that. So I maxed my 3-rep back squat, 120 kilos at the time.
And did you PR?
Yeah, I did PR. I was really angry. Yeah. And then...
That's insane.
Because that was on a Monday. It was on a Wednesday, sorry. Because I was with Chris Iverson sprinting. That Friday, because we start on Fridays, I had a dunk session. And my best session ever.
That's nice.
See what I mean? But it's very easy to hear that and be like, oh man, so Tom really like pushed through there and was really smart and used his motivate. But like, looking back, I shouldn't have done that. I think I got very lucky. And that could have gone way worse than it did. Yeah, I like fully
especially if you tried to jump 1 foot.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
It was only 2 foot, but
yeah.
Yeah, I had like tape like all over my hand, like fucking holding that shit together like Terminator or some shit. It was like a robot just getting held together by duct tape.
You're like a cyborg.
Yeah, I was like a cyborg, bro. I had a fake leg.
Oh my god.
So that's one right there. That's a pretty dumb thing I did.
Yeah.
19, so that was 2019.
That is pretty stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Do you have any more?
Maybe like if I go back, like obviously, in terms of eating, there was a point where I thought I needed to, I guess, I was a hard gainer and I needed to go on a bulk, but the bulk I went on was way too hard.
Oh, I ended up fat?
Like not fat, but like probably like 18% body fat.
So fat for your standards now?
Yeah, probably 18. I didn't have abs or anything and stuff, and I got up to like 97 kilos with probably less muscle than I have now. So
that's bad, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you jump low, right?
I wasn't even jumping at the time, to be honest. I was just going through my bodybuilding phase.
Oh, so
yeah. So that was another big mistake. So
yeah, that's fucking dumb.
Even if you're hard gainer, you don't need to go on like a heavy bulk, man. You just need to make sure you're eating like enough and eating in a slight surplus, and you'll grow. So that was a pretty dumb thing.
If you're natty, you do not need to be in like a 3k calorie surplus.
Yeah.
There's only so much muscle your body can build.
Yeah.
Alright, so don't go throwing shit at it. You can only take so much in at once. So
I guess another thing too was I wasn't utilising speed work or plyometrics nearly enough as well for a period. For a period of training. I was ignoring that side of the force velocity curve. I was just essentially just doing a lot of heavy strength work, and then I bounced at plateau for a while. Which is so,
you know, looking back now, we can both be like, that's actually really dumb because that's your weak point, right? But at the time, you put it like, my squat goes up, my jump should go up. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
You were jumping a lot of underfoot back then, so it's even more important to be doing elastic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'd say that's another thing.
Yeah. And the pliers you were probably doing, when you did do pliers, were just like dumb shit, to be honest. Like, they were not the standard they were right now.
No, it wasn't where they needed to be and stuff. So, nope. Yeah, and I guess another mistake I was making as well, like not low rimming as well, practicing dunks enough. That's another mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? Anything else?
I'd say more of recent was not going to the physio or specialist for my now back injury, because I was like, oh, it's just my glute. And I thought I strained or pulled my glute. And then for like 3 weeks I was like doing all this glute rehab thinking it was muscle, but the whole time it was actually spine. So same thing applies to Hack as well. He's actually in the house right now. He had a really sore calf, and we're doing all this like calf stuff. Goes and sees the physio. It's like, I don't know the word, like poking his back. It's like, that hurts. So it actually ended up being a spine thing. So it's like referred pain is actually like a pretty common thing. So yeah, always double check things that like just because the pain's somewhere doesn't always mean it's going to be where it actually is, like where it's like originating from.
100%.
My next question was actually like, you started 2019-ish jumping, like trying to dunk and all that shit. Run me through like your best year in terms of gaining vert, and like how you progressed over time. So like, where did it start? Where was it after year 1, after year 2? If you can remember, that kind of.
Where I gained the most inches.
Yeah, like so 2019, where would you say you started? Like 20 something?
Yeah, maybe like 22 inches.
Okay.
And then 2020, maybe I got up to like through COVID and all that, maybe like 30 inches, maybe 30 inches. Yeah. And then 2021, maybe I got to around 34-ish. And then 2022, last year, probably went to like 34-ish. Okay. Low 30s to like 40 max.
Yeah.
So.
To present.
Yeah.
Getting a 50 inch tomorrow.
Not bad, yeah. Not bad.
Yeah, that's.
Hopefully the next 2 years, maybe gain 2-3 inches. You know, more, no, but I mean like 8 per year, 2 to 3.
Oh, that'd be real nice.
Yeah, 2 to 3 per year, hopefully. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, consistently jumping.
So it's like this year, like if I gain 3 inches, that'd be pretty good. And then next year, maybe gain 1.
That's fine.
You know what I mean? Because obviously the results slow down over time. But it's hard to say, I'm not getting hung up on that, just see what happens.
Yeah, so it's so easy to get hung up on like a specific number.
Exactly.
Yeah, just keep jumping higher. Yeah.
Was there anything else you wanted to
add? I was just going to say like my vert progression.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I reckon it was like 31 where it started.
Yeah.
Because that was like just under rim, I think, like low 30s. And then by the end of the first year, I say it would have been around the 38. Then obviously 2019 and 2020, had dunk camp, the reach was fucked, the vertex was fucked, so realistically I reckon it was like a 40, 42. 2020 to 2021, maybe got to like a 43, 44. 21 to like now, we don't know, 46, 47.
I reckon you're at 47, at the least. At the least, because you're 5 what?
11.
5'11", getting your head above a 5'11" rim.
Yeah.
Sorry, 9'11" rim. Yeah, so just do the math, you know what I mean? Obviously height check inflated a bit, so that's where like we would say like 47.
Yeah. And that's not even deload either, that's just something like a random.
Yeah.
I actually felt shit that day.
Exactly, you were sick. You had a flu game.
You
had a flu game, yeah. You jumped your highest ever.
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy. You seem to jump the best in unforeseen circumstances or bad situations.
Yeah, I always just say don't write yourself off when I have a dunk session. I'm like, even if I'm on my hardest training cycle or like training week, I'm just like, you never know, you could jump well.
Exactly.
Yours is a little more predictable than mine. You kind of like know.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But then again, like, you had that other session when you were deloaded. You went to hit the East Bay and you're like...
Even if I have a good session, like I've noticed, I'm not even actually jumping that high, it's just I'm being efficient with my hands.
Oh, it's actually making dunks.
Yeah, to be honest.
That's a whole other thing, huh?
Whole other thing. But yeah, anyways, we'll leave that podcast there, a little bit of a shorter one.
It's alright.
Not crazy short, but yeah.
Obviously, if you guys are looking for training, hit us up on Instagram, send us a message on the JumpX Instagram. Guaranteed results, will get money back within the first 30 days. Full individualized coaching and specialized to you and individualized to your needs.
You take them JumpX?
Yeah, yep. Access to both Tom and I's coaches as well. Got the whole process to guide you through everything. So if you're keen on jumping higher, send us a message. Anything you wanted to add or cap off?
Yeah, we don't just take on anyone. Like, if you're a lazy athlete and we know you're not actually going to do the training, we're just going to say no to you. So, only keen people, please, message us. We want really serious athletes because at the end of the day, we're going to be putting all our time into you, and we want you to do the same with us. Make sure you do all the training. So, if you're really keen about increasing your vertical, DM us. We'll work together. You'll jump higher pretty much instantly. So.
Well, there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace. All right.